Hi guys, and welcome back to Louie's Nature Trails. For this week's adventure, I'm going to try and enlist the help of Hannah from Hannah's Craft Corner to help me make a rain gauge, because it's really wet outside, and I thought it'd be a really fun idea if we made one of those. So I'm just going to call her. I'm going to have to go inside because it's a bit wet even now. So I'm going to go to that. And yes, I hope you enjoy. Awesome.
Hannah, are you there?
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Really good. How are you?
Yes, I'm great. I was actually wondering if you would help me with something. So for this week's video, I was wondering, I saw you made a video about a rain gauge a couple of weeks ago. And I was wondering if you could help the boys and girls and myself to make one.
I'd love to help. Yes, that would be great. So what you need a plastic bottle. Probably like not a milk carton, like one for juice or water, sort of that shape so that it's quite long and thin. And some scissors, a permanent marker or a pen if you don't have one is fine, some sellotape, and either a ruler or a measuring tape.
Perfect. Awesome. I think I have all those.
Perfect. Coincidence. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to take the lid off our plastic bottle. If we've not done it, we don't need it. Just put it in the recycling when you are finished. And if you want to take off any labels on your bottle, just peel them off. Mine are quite hard. Mine are the papery ones that get stuck and then you pull off half of it and you're left with like a fuzzy bit, and I don't really like the feel of the fuzzy bit, so I'm just going to leave mine. If you want to take them off, Louie's taking his off, go for it. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your pen.
Yep.
Oh, my plastic bottle keeps disappearing. And you're going to make a little mark. Now you want to make it at the bit where the bottle is sort of the widest. So see how on mine it starts off really narrow and then it gets wider. I want to make it pretty much where the widest bit of that is. If it goes in again and then gets wider, don't worry about that. Just the first widest bit from the top, you're going to make a wee mark. There.
Fantastic.
Perfect. Manage that?
Yep, perfect.
And the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut around the bottle in line with that line. So if you wanted to draw the line all the way around to make a circle to cut round, you could do that. When we're using our scissors, make sure that we are very careful. This can be quite tricky, so if you need a hand, make sure to ask a grown-up for help. And we're going to cut the top all the way off the top of our bottle.
Awesome.
Okay.
What's the safest way of cutting a plastic bottle? Do you know?
So what I tend to do is I would lie it on a table, and I would hold it sort of that way. I won't show you because I don't have a table right now, but I would lie it like that, and I would basically pinch it like that.
Yeah.
You see that? And then I would just take my scissors
Oh, yeah.
and just cut it so that I've got a little split there. Don't know if we can see that. And then you can just cut around like it's a piece of paper. So that's how I tend to do it. And then you can just cut all the way around. Sorry about the noise.
And also, boys and girls, make sure when you're cutting your bottles that there's no more liquid in it. Or like me, it's going to be all over your desk.
Yes, make sure. And if you've had juice in it or squash, or if you are using a milk carton, make sure that we wash it out properly before we do it, because otherwise it'll go all sticky, a little bit stinky, and then everyone will think it's maybe your feet that are stinking, and we don't want that. He has very stinky feet, but we don't talk about it.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding, boys and girls, don't worry. So, once we have our top off our bottle like this, what we're going to do is, obviously I bent mine, so I'm just reshaping it a little bit. And then all we're going to do is we're going to take our bottle and we are going to set it upside down like a funnel. Now, Be careful as well, because sometimes when we cut our plastic, it's a little bit sharp. So if there's any sharp edges, just be careful. If there's any, I don't know if we can see that little sort of loose bit, I would just cut that off so that we don't cut ourselves, hurt ourselves.
Yep.
And we're going to stick it in like so, like that. If we can see that.
Okay. Yep.
Perfect. Now, what I tend to do in this bit is I tend to take a little bit of the sellotape. If I can get the right end. And I tend to just put a cup. You get that sound when you peel it off the roll and it like makes that.
Oh yeah.
So I tend to just cut a little bit of sellotape and just stick it like that, and then just stick it, sort of flip it over, and I just sort of put it like 4 bits around the edge just so that it doesn't blow out if it's a bit windy, because obviously this is going outside.
That almost helps like to kind of seal it as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it stops any sort of extra water going in. You can put a bit sort of all the way around the edge if you really want to. I find you probably don't need to do that. Just a couple of bits to make sure it doesn't fall out. Not fall out. Flow away. Just put one more wee bit on mine. That is us pretty much done, but the last thing that we need to do is, obviously this will collect the water and it will work like a little funnel. So all the rain will go in here, it will go down the funnel, and then it will gather in the bottom, like so. However, we're not going to know how much rain we've collected in our gauge unless we mark it out on the sides. So we're going to take our measuring tape or our ruler, and we're going to hold the bottom of it that starts with the 1 down at the bottom. So it's easiest probably, I'm holding mine up so you can see, but if you set it on a table and then have the 2 sort of, so that'll sit on the table and then that'll obviously touch the table as well, and pull it up. And what you're going to do is you're going to make up to maybe 10 centimetres. You're going to make a line with your pen all the way up.
Okay.
And once I've made all the marks, I just start and I write all of the numbers next to the lines. I've actually went up to 12, but we won't talk about that.
Mm-hmm. That's fine, it doesn't have to be perfect.
And then what you do is, once you have done that,
Yep.
is you take it outside, and I would put it somewhere where you've maybe got a little bit of soil or a little bit of dirt, and maybe put it in about that much, sort of dig a wee hole for it and set it in, just so that it doesn't get blown over by the wind, obviously, because when it's raining it's quite often quite windy. And what I also do is you make a note on maybe your notebook or a piece of paper when you put it in and what day. And you can there's a couple of ways of measuring it. You can either go from, so say you put it in on Monday morning, today, and then you would check it again on Wednesday, and then you would check it again on Friday, or you could just put it in and then you could just watch, and if you see that it's rained, you could just go in and check how much rained in that one rain shower. Yeah, rain shower. So you can either do it by sort of days or like rain showers. It's totally up to you. Mark it down, and then you just empty it out, and then put it back in, and then you can work out how much it has rained.
Well, I think there's a storm brewing soon, so hopefully if boys and girls can make this soon, then they can figure out how much rain's actually dropped on that day.
What might be really fun is if they them and their friends make a couple, they could put them out and they could compare if they've got the same amount of rain in different places.
Yeah, good idea. Well, thank you very, very much for that. That was really interesting. And yeah, thanks again.
No worries. I had lots and lots of fun. Thank you so much for having me help you. Would you like to maybe one day in the future come and help me on my craft corner? You could do some stuff with me.
Ooh, that sounds like a really good idea. Yeah, I love that.
Great. So hopefully I will see you soon. And I hope all the boys and girls have lots of fun.
Cheers. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
So I've brought my rain gauge outside. I've dug a wee hole in my wee garden. It's fine. And I'm just going to pack it, keep it secure by putting some soil in the edge, just so that it's not going to get blown away. It's already raining. It's raining right now actually, so I'm getting quite wet. So I've just put it in there, and then after a storm or after a really rainy day, you can bring that back out and check the level on the rain gauge about how much rain has actually fallen on that day. Isn't that cool? I think that's so cool. That was really great, wasn't it? I really enjoyed making that rain gauge with Hannah. I found it really, really fun. So if you enjoyed, I hope you can join us on our next adventure, and hopefully I'll be featuring on Hannah's page as well, on Hannah's Craft Corner. So that'll be really fun too. Okay guys, bye!